Guys, and welcome to another portion of my declutter series for 2021. Today I'm decluttering cheek products, so blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. Instead of pulling them all out of my collection, I decided to do this a little bit differently. I hope that you guys like it. So what I did was I pulled out what I want to get rid of, which is everything here. We're gonna go through it all. I'm gonna tell you why I want to get rid of it. And then I'm gonna show you what my collection looks like now that these products are gone. It's just a little bit easier for me. It's so much work to pull all the products out and then have to put them back in. So hopefully this works, but let me know what you think. All right, so I actually only have one bronzer that I'm getting rid of. My bronzer collection is not very extensive. I kind of know what I like, stick to what I like, so it doesn't, vary too much except for the occasional new bronzer here and there. This is one that I tried to pan last year and I just ended up not. It is so old. It is probably 8 years old at this point. It's a cream bronzer by Chanel. It's the original Soleil Tan de Chanel. I just realized it's gotta go. It's so old. They've reformulated it and I've heard that the new one isn't as good as the old one. I'm willing to give it a shot, but I have a lot of other bronzers I need to go through for now. But this is so old, it just needs to go. Looking at highlighters here. So one thing I've learned about myself over the past probably year and a half, 2 years, is that I actually don't wear highlighter. My fantasy self loves highlighter, but in my everyday life, I just don't wear highlighter very frequently. And when I do, it's a very subtle, very natural highlight. I definitely don't go for the big blingy ones anymore. So I'm getting rid of probably half of my highlighters, and of course I'll show you what I'm keeping here in a minute. But the first one is this Too Faced highlighter. Honestly, this is just so bulky. It's so hard to store. And that's another thing I've realized is I don't like bulky, weird packaging. I just like simple. I like my collection to look nice and neat, and this complicates it a lot. So also, I probably haven't worn it in over a year, which tells me that I don't need it. So that is the first one. The second one is another cream product that I know is just old. Cream products you probably should only keep for, this says 18 months on the back. I've definitely had this for probably 3-4 years. So this is another one that I tried to pan. I love this highlighter. It is absolutely beautiful. It's very subtle. It's definitely one that I would consider repurchasing. I have seen this in Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty here and there. So I might pick it up if it happens to pop up in that, in the next year or so. In the meantime, though, I have others that I like just as much, so I'm not like super sad to see that go. This is another cream highlighter I've had for a little over a year. I ended up not liking this as much as I thought I did. It's the Too Faced Happy Face. It says 12 months on the back. I've definitely had it for about 12 months, and it's just so light that it's almost not worth putting on anymore. And additionally, the packaging is weird. So that's one I'm getting rid of. This is one that I did really like and I do still really like, but it has a gold undertone to it, and that's another thing I've learned about myself is I don't love gold highlighters. I just think they look kind of weird on my skin. I think I look much better in like champagne tones or even icy tones. So for that reason, I'm getting rid of this. This is Estee Lauder's Dual Finish highlighter. So there's that. This Becca one is too dark for me. It's Becca Opal. This is on the verge of being just a tiny bit too dark for me. I like Moonstone a little bit better, and I am keeping Moonstone, which you'll see in a minute. This Nomad one I got in a beauty box, and I thought I was going to use it more than I actually do, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. This MAC Whisper of Guilt is a gold highlighter. This has survived so many declutters. And guess what? I haven't touched it since all of those declutters, so that tells me it's just time to get rid of it. This is one I could definitely sell to somebody somewhere, so I will take advantage of that. On the note of cream products, this highlighter is from the Candy Johnson and Too Faced collection that came out quite a few years ago. It still smells really good, but again, it's weird packaging and I just don't find myself reaching for it very often, so that's gotta go. This Milk makeup highlighter is very chunky glitter and I don't like it, so I'm gonna get rid of that. This CoverGirl highlighter actually isn't too horrible, but I don't reach for this as opposed to like some of my Hourglass highlighters or other ones that I have. I will definitely reach for those over this one. So I'm gonna give this to somebody who can use it. This MAC Soft and Gentle is probably 10 years old at this point. You can tell it's the old packaging, it's falling apart. It's just seen better days, it's lived its life. I don't see myself reaching for this anymore, so that one's gotta go. My Charlotte Tilbury, I love these wands so much. I have almost all of them, but this is a gold one, and gold, like I was saying, just doesn't really look that great on my skin, especially this one because it is like gold, like opaque gold. So definitely gonna make sure somebody gets this before it goes bad. And then this is a loose highlighter. I definitely do not use loose highlighters. That is something that I have learned about myself, is I don't love loose products, but specifically highlighting products, I just never reach for them. They're way too messy. So those are all the ones that are gonna go. For highlighters, these are the blushes in my collection that I'm getting rid of. So the first 4 are these Benefit boxed blushes. I can tell you guys, I haven't reached for these in over 2 years. I think maybe Dallas I've reached for once in the past 2 years. But the packaging is bulky. It doesn't fit in my drawers, so they go in like a different drawer. And because of that, I forget about them, and I just don't use them. So I have California, which is too bright and dark for me anyways, to be honest. Coralista, which is probably my favorite of the bunch, but again, I just don't reach for it. Rockateur is this rose gold, and then Dallas is like the nude blush. So getting rid of those. These Jouer, I did really like these at one point, but I reached for these a couple days ago, both of them, to test them out, and I don't know if they've just gotten bad or what, but the powder is really hard now, and I even like scraped into them and tried both of them to like get some more powder kick up, and the powder is bad. So I don't know what the shelf life is supposed to be on these. It says 24 months, and I've probably had them for about 3 or 4 years, maybe 3 years. So I think that they've just gone bad, which is unfortunate. This MAC, you'll see, is brand new. It's one of those blushes from like the Wash and Dry collection that came out a while ago. Because it's brand new, or maybe, I don't know, I don't remember what collection it was in. But I'm probably gonna try to sell that because it is pretty much brand new. This MAC Glow, what are these called again? Glow Play. This color does not show up on me at all, and I'm pretty fair skinned. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. It's Cheer Up. It's just a color that didn't work for me, but I love those blushes. These Tarte blushes I've had for so long, and again, I haven't reached for them in probably over a year. I just have other blush formulas that I like more now. Sadly, these used to be my favorite, and they're just not anymore. So I have Celebrated and Risque that I'm getting rid of. These NARS, even the packaging has like gone bad. It's like sticky and weird, and like they just need to go. So I have Doucier and Orgasm, which the more I look at Orgasm, it's just a color that I wouldn't really use anyways. So there's that. This Bare Minerals, I did buy it brand new, and I didn't buy it too long ago, but the color is just way, way, way too dark for me. It's the color Mauve Sunrise. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I should have known. I shouldn't have bought it to begin with, but I did. This Clinique Cheek Pop is another color that I don't find myself wearing. These bright kind of neon corals, I just don't reach for very often. Both of these Burberry blushes, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of. Again, I find myself not reaching for them anymore. So I want them to find a home with an owner that will use them. So this is in the color Cameo, and this is one of their limited edition ones in the color London with Love. This one's really cute, and I kept it for the longest time simply because it's really cute, but I just don't reach for it. Again, one that I don't reach for is this MAC blush. It's one of their holiday blushes from a long time ago. I think the colors are beautiful. I just think the packaging is awkward and bulky and I can't store it properly. So there's that. I was very unimpressed with these Natasha Denona little mini palettes. I think that that blush color is pretty, but it's just one that I don't really reach for very often. I think the pans on these little minis are just too small. My brush doesn't fit well in there. The highlighter's chunky, so getting rid of that. And then this little tiny Milk Makeup blush stick I got like for free at Sephora, and I don't like it. So those are the blushes I'm getting rid of. Let me show you what I'm keeping. Okay, so first things first, this is messy, you guys. We're simply just gonna look at the blush and the cheek product side of things. This is my everyday makeup drawer. It definitely needs some love, but these are the cheek products that I'm keeping in here for now. So I have a Charlotte Tilbury wand, some Rare Beauty blushes, we got Patrick Ta, Ofra, Too Faced, we got my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and highlighter there, Milk Makeup stick, Bare Minerals. I love this a lot, actually. So those are what I'm keeping in there. And then as far as my Alex 9 drawers go, I used to have blushes in this drawer, but I don't anymore. I went ahead and made this just a powder and primer drawer. I love it. I think it just looks so much more like neat and clean. This drawer used to give me so much anxiety because it was so messy, and now I can actually close it. So that doesn't have any blushes in it anymore. This is my highlighter and bronzer drawer. However, I did move some blushes. I moved the blushes that were in here down here. That way all my cheek products are together. So I have bronzers over here, blushes, and highlighters in this row. I love the fact that I just have one row of each. However, I have a whole nother drawer of blushes. But in theory, this is really nice and neat. And I like the way it looks. It's nice and just tidy. I did keep a couple of boxed blushes here. I have a Hoola and then a highlighter from Benefit. This is Patrick Ta, and then of course we have Fenty, Too Faced, more Fenty, Chanel, got some MAC back there. All of these are Charlotte Tilbury. We got some Ofra, Kosas back there, Dior, Hourglass, Fenty. This is Moonstone. We got some MAC, we got Tarte. I thought about getting rid of this. I'm gonna hang on to it for a little bit longer, but that might not survive in the next declutter. Anastasia, there's another MAC back there. So, and then my Charlotte Tilbury wands are right here. So that's all my bronzers and highlighters, and then some of my blushes. I think that's a pretty good size for me as far as bronzers and highlighters go. It gives me the flexibility to buy more if I feel like a new one comes out that I want, but for now, that's what it is. And then the drawer right below that is my blush drawer. This is finally back to a place where it actually brings me joy to look at. For a while there, it didn't bring me joy, you guys. It gave me anxiety to look at this drawer because it was overflowing. I had too many blushes, and now this looks so nice and neat. However, these Hourglass blushes are like awkward. The packaging doesn't fit in here, so the front is kind of a little like meh, wonky, but we have Marc Jacobs, Cover FX over here, Natasha Denona, Hourglass, Fenty, Too Faced, MAC, Clinique is right here. I'm trying to remember. These are some Estee Lauder over here, Chanel, Tarte, and then Patrick Ta. So I think that this looks really nice. What do you guys think? I think it looks nice and like neat, and I think that this is a realistic collection, nothing too crazy. And then the rest of my drawers are a huge mess, so we'll save those for later. If you watched my foundation declutter, look at how much nicer my foundation drawer, I mean, you didn't see the before, but it just looks so nice now, you guys. And then of course you saw this earlier. So yeah, that is it for this declutter. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.